Hello YouTube, D-Deckin here. With the Day of Turkeys coming to America, a day for the giving of thanks, so to speak, what better way to celebrate than having 10 days of gift giving? Yes, a new Pick a Gift campaign has arrived. But first, what is the Pick a Gift campaign? Well, every day when you log in, you get to choose between one of three items. You pick one to keep, and the other two are discarded. You don't get them. The idea behind this event is for you to weigh your options and pick the items you think are best for you. Some are better than others, and some aren't worth it. However, that is for you to decide, and that is the Pick a Gift campaign. Fairly simple. Now, normally I upload a video talking about the Pick a Gifts generally when they come out. But as you can tell, I'm a bit late for this one. I was a bit busy. Regardless, I'm doing it now. So, something new for this Pick a Gift campaign is the addition of the dual crystals as an option pick. Now, personally, I'm a fan of whenever they try new things for the Pick a Gifts. Just change things up, add new options, new items. I'm always a fan. But personally, though, I'm actually not a big fan of dual crystals. I don't generally use them. I can see their use in like casual play and especially the EXP booster. Like I said, I can see their use. I don't personally like them. And I also don't personally like one or two things they replace in this list, which, speaking of which, I'm just going to start talking about so I don't ramble on forever. Which, starting with days 1, 3, and 5, just trying to break it down really quickly. Day 1 has the EXP booster replacing the 2,000 gate keys. Day 3 still hasn't fixed its gem to gold ratio, plus it adds the result booster. And Day 5 replaces its gold with the extra card crystal. Now, Pick a Gift campaigns are never really announced. They just kind of show up. So Day 1 is normally considered the no time to think, just pick something day. So it's very easy just to pick up gems on that day versus anything else. Which is kind of sad because 2,000 gate keys aren't actually too bad, especially when you want to farm a little bit. But replacing that with the EXP booster, now, honestly, out of all the crystals, the EXP booster, in my opinion, is probably the better one. Just because you can use it to level up your character a little bit faster. So, I can respect that. I don't like dual crystals, but I can respect their use. But versing that versus 50 gems on day 1 is a little ridiculous. Like, again, it's one of those don't think about it, just pick something. People are just going to pick gems. So, not a big fan. I wish they would have went with something else. But moving on to day 3. Day 3, I've talked about this, but on day 1, you can tell that there's 50 gems and 20,000 gold, right? That is a 1 gem to 400 gold ratio they set up on day 1, right? Well, day 3 has 20 gems and 10,000 gold, which does not match the ratio. It's supposed to be 8,000 gold, and it still hasn't. The reason for this is because if you look on days 3 and 5, the combined gems it equals 50. But it's not 25-25, it's 20-30. And day 5 originally had gold as well, but also had 10,000. So instead of doing a 20-30 split, or do a 2/5, 3/5 split, it did a half-half split. Which, I guess in retrospect, it technically makes, like, if you stick to the ratio, it technically makes gold higher than gems, but gems are always going to have a higher value to me, personally. So I really wish they fixed this, because it kind of bothers me. Like, not to be nitpicking or anything, but, well, very much to be nitpicking. I mention this in almost every video. But also to day 3, they add the, as soon as I can click on it, the result booster. Now, the result booster basically adds just another 1,000 or so points to your result, giving you one extra gift or so. Honestly, I think that's kind of like the second best crystal, but I still can't see picking that over gems, personally. Again, I'm not a fan. But day 5, I don't mind as much. Like, I'll be honest, I don't like dual orbs because they stockpile. I have my max quantity right now. But we got the extra card crystal replacing the 10,000 gold, as I mentioned. And I don't mind that as much, because again, I don't value gold that much. I have like 1 billion gold. I don't need more. I really wish they would do more with gold in the game. Like a gold to gem converter. I always say that. I would always love that. Even if it was like a one-time thing, and you can replace like 1 million gold for just 100 gems, I would not mind that at all. But the extra card crystal is also kind of the worst. I mean, You can't really use it in ranked duels like the EXP booster or the result booster because those only affect after the duel, but the extra card crystal is kind of just a fun one. Like, it puts an extra card in your hand. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it as much. I wouldn't pick it over 30 gems. It's definitely not worth that. But moving on to the card days, the big draw for this event. Now, all the cards in this event are character drop cards. Let's just say that right now. Like, in the past, usually there was like 2 new cards, and then they would add like 2 back, and then they would recycle 2 cards. For this event, they're recycling the previous Rocket Warrior and Relink Kribo from the last event, which I don't mind as much, but the problem is day 2 setup. Like, you can't really see it too much on my screen, and you probably have already done it, but day 2 has a really bad setup. Because you either have Rocket Warrior, which you already get 2 of as a Joey drop, plus was already in the last event, as well as the Extra Life Crystal, which, again, can't be used in ranked duels, is only for casual duels. And I guess it isn't too bad. But then there's also the rare ticket as well, which, again, I keep saying this every time, but that should be a glossy rare ticket by now, because we already get rare tickets when we log in. But having only those 3 versus what we would normally have another 200 rare duels and that crystal spot, I don't like it as much. Like, I wish they would replace the gold on day 3 with that instead of the 200 rare duels. Alright, irritates me, actually. So, it's honestly just a pick between Rocket Warrior or a rare ticket, which I honestly didn't pick Rocket Warrior last time. I didn't want a 3rd copy. I guess now I'll have to. But that said, I guess I went with it this time. You can probably go with a rare ticket, which is a general rare ticket, 1 card from the card shop. And as for day 4, I'm actually a little bit split on Relink Kribo. Like, I think it's actually a pretty decent card. The thing about it is, I haven't got my one from Yugimoto level 40 yet, and plus I got the one from last time, so I don't know if I want to place that or not. For people who do want to place that, it's a good opportunity to get one. But it's obviously going to be in super rare tickets like special super rare tickets in the future. So it's not like it's exclusive to this event. It's just easier now to pick it up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that up or the 50 gems. It's a bit split for me. But that said, moving on to days 6 and 8 now. Now, I mentioned this in my last pick of gifts, but generally speaking, whenever they introduce cards that are character drops, the idea behind that is normally that they're hinting at something. Like in the past, they had cards from the sky, and then two pick a gifts, and then they had counter fairies. Then there was also Guardian of Felgran for 1 pick a gift, and then they added Red Eye Slash Dragon. So usually when they recycle character drop cards, it's to predict things. And for the last video, I predicted Rocket Warrior was introduced in the previous event, to hint at the Claw of Hermos coming in the future. Now, whether that's in an upcoming event, or whether that's maybe a box, I mean, I can't see the Claw of Hermos being like a multiple copy card. Like, I can probably see it being like a special card like the Egyptian God cards being a one of, or even a skill, like they've been doing with the Synchro Ace monsters. So I'm not actually sure. I think it'd be pretty cool. But as for the new cards, Dark Coffin and O Oversoul. Now, for those who weren't around for Dark Coffin you can get 2 copies of leveling up Odeon, but it was essentially used in Phoenix decks, to where it would basically be another copy of Wild Tornado. You pop it, you summon your Phoenix, pop it, and then you destroy an opponent's monster. That's essentially how it was used. And even though there's Twin Twister now in the game, if this was predicting anything, the only thing I can think of is maybe Scrap Dragon. Not the level 10 Atomic Scrap Dragon that we have in the game now. No, I'm talking about the level 8 Scrap Dragon. Which, thinking about that would be pretty crazy, actually. I'm not sure. We have Red Eye Slash Dragon, and Red Eye Slash Dragon is a negator. Just takes Red Eyes and warrior type monster. It's not too difficult to bring out. So I can relatively see Scrap Dragon, but Scrap Dragon is a very powerful card. If it were to come to the game, it might be a main set card, not a mini box card. It could be a mini box card. Ooh. When we already currently have a main box, so it might be like 2 sets in the future, which is fine. because that would be about a good time for, because Dark Coffin is a rare, it's a good time to predict it for then, but I honestly don't know. Like I said, we already have scrap in the game, so that's the first thing I'm thinking of. As for Oversoul, this confuses me a little. Like, we already have Silent Doom and we already have Birthright in the game. Like, we have ways, and Lotus of all things, but we have ways to revive vanillas. Oversoul is a vanilla for specifically elemental heroes. And even though having a third copy is nice, I'm not sure if this is meant to predict anything. Like, maybe the addition of some of the recent Neo support that we got, like maybe even Brave Neos. That'd be pretty cool, actually, because Brave Neos is a level 7 fusion that requires Elemental Hero Neos, plus a level 4 lower effect monster. It's 2500, gains 100 for every Neo Spacian or Hero monster in your graveyard. And when it destroys an opponent's monster, you can add a spell and trap that lists Elemental Hero Neos, which would be very nice. You fuse Neos and then you activate Oversoul to revive Neos. Probably a good like beatdown deck that could be good counterproductive. Yeah, I can't talk. I know what I'm trying to say, but a good counter versus the very much synchro era that we're going into. Now, once again, we are going into a synchro era, so I guess it's to be expected to see a few more fusions pop up here and there, but I'm not sure, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if it is meant to hint at if these are actually really hinting at anything, or if it's just, hey, they're cool cards. But last but not least, let's try finishing up a little bit. Day 7 is still the same old, same old. I still think there should be more ultra rare jewels versus rare jewels. Day 9 is light, dark, and earth. Pick the one that you don't have as much of. And day 10 is the most difficult day of them all. I'm still not even sure what I'm going to pick. But regardless, what do you think? Are you interested? Do you agree with my predictions, or do you have your own? Let me know in the comments, and have a good day.